Welcome back, friends. Today we are going to solve a graph related problem, and the problem says that we have to find out if a cycle exists in the given graph. So the graph is given as the edges, and then we have to find out if a cycle is there in the graph, right? So for example, this edges is given here, right? And we have just I have just displayed a graph for you, so you will know like how the graph look like here, right? So for example, 0 to 1 is edge, 1 edge, 0 to 1 is there, then 1 to 2 is there, as you can see. 0 to 3 is there, then 1 to 4 edge is there, then 2 to 5 edge is there, and 4 to 5 edge is there. So as you can see here, there is a cycle here, right? From 1 to 4 to 5 to 2 to 1, right? So this is a cycle, because if you start from 1, you can again go back to 1. So there is a cycle. And there is another graph given here, where you can see, like here also the graph will be given as edges. So there is, the difference is there is no edge from 2 to 5 here, right? As you can see, there is no edge here. So which means that there is no cycle in this graph, right? If you start, let's say, from 1, you cannot go back to 1 again here, right? So there is no cycle. So we have to find out if a cycle exists in the given graph or not. So that is the problem we are going to solve today. And the technique we are going to use to solve the problem is, we are going to use BFS, or breadth first traversal of the graph. So if you are preparing for any Java coding interviews, then the graph problems are very common, and these kind of graph problems, you should prepare, because this problem like finding out if a cycle exists in a graph, these are common problems, and this can be also asked on whiteboarding sessions. So you have to explain step by step, how you can find out a cycle in the given graph basically. So first thing what we are going to do in this case is, we are going to take this edges array, and we want to first build the graph, right? So I will show you now the code, and then we will discuss how we are going to find out the cycle, right? So first thing is, we have created a adjacency list, right, for this given graph. So for this given graph, adjacency list will be like, for example, 0 will have 1 and 3 adjacent element, right? So this adjacency list will capture that adjacent element, and what we will be doing is, the edges array is given to us, this array, right? So we will just pass this, and this n is number of vertices, right? As you can see here, there are 6 vertices: 0 1 2 3 4 5. So total 6 vertices, right? And these connections are called edges basically. So edges are given to us, and we are going to form a graph from these edges here, right? We will just use add edges here. So add edges method will call the add edge method, right? And add edge will create the adjacency matrix here. For example, in this graph, right, 0 has 1 and 3 adjacent element. So how the adjacency look will, it's array, right? So adjacency of 0 will create is equal to a list basically, right? List of 1 comma 3, like this it will create, right? 1 comma 3. So basically it means that 0 node have 1 and 3 as its adjacent nodes basically. So this is how we are creating the adjacency list from the given edges, right? The edges are given to us, and this is the adjacency list here that we have defined, right? Let me just put some place so you will know. So see, this is an array basically of a linked list, right? Array of linked list, because every node will have a can have multiple adjacent elements, right? So we are creating linked list of integers here. And in the constructor, we are just assigning v to the vertices, right? In our case, 6 vertices, right here. And then we are creating here, initializing the adjacency list as an empty list, right? And this adjacency list will be populated by this add edge function, right? Where we will be adding edge from, let's say, 0 to 1 or 0 to 3, right? Here 0 to 1, 0 to 3. So these things will create and populate our adjacency list here. So far we are good, right? So we have now formed our array, formed our graph here, right? So our graph is ready to use. Now what we will be using is we are going to call a BFS, right? Breadth first search on our graph. So to find out, because we want to find out if a cycle exists or not, right, in the BFS. So so this is the BFS traversal code. So here we are going to use first, as you can see, we created a visited array, right? And visited array is to hold whenever we are visiting any node, we want to keep track of the nodes that we have visited, right? So that is the reason why we created a visited array here. And then we create a queue of integers, right? Because queue will be holding the nodes that we are visiting. For example, we will start with this 0 node, right? 0 is our starting node, so we will put 0 in the beginning to the queue, right? That is how the BFS works. So we have to start with some node, right? So we are here using 0 to start with as our starting point, and we are marking the 0 also as true here, right? S is source, but here it's a 0, right? BFS, so it's 0 to n minus 1, but is yeah. So we have already added 0 into our queue here, and we are also keeping the path visited is like a whatever nodes we are visiting here, right? During the BFS we are just putting that into this path visited list, right? It's also a list of integers as created here. So now we have added this 0 into our queue basically, right? So now what we will do in the BFS is we take out the first element from queue. So we will take out 0 from queue and we will add its adjacent element, which are 1 and 3 into the queue, right? So basically I'll just write it down here for your reference so it will be clear for you. So our queue, so this is just, let me just write it as a comment, right? So we can delete it later, but it's just to show you how our queue will look like, right? So we have 0 added into the queue first, right? So now what we will do is, this is where our BFS starts in the while loop, right? We will do the BFS as long as our queue has elements in it. So how the BFS work, it takes out 0 from the queue and then it adds its adjacent element. So now let's say we have taken out 0 from the queue, right? And now we have added 1 comma 3, right? Because 1 and 3 are its adjacent element, as you can see, 1 and 3, right? I have highlighted them in different colors, so you will know which are the adjacent element of 0, right? And then what we will do is, after that we will also mark them as visited, right? So our visited array here, as you can see, once we pull it from the queue, means we are removing from the queue as current, then we are getting the adjacent element here from our adjacency list using the list iterator, right? It gives us all the adjacent elements here in this iterator I, and we are iterating that here, right? And we are getting one by one. So now here in the first one we just got first one we will just get 0, right? First one we will get 0, and then we will add 1 and 3 basically into the queue. So here we got 0, we add it in our path visited, and we check here if it's already visited. No, it's not already visited, so we are just going to mark that as a visited, right? And then add it to the queue, right? The n means basically the adjacent elements, right? Like 1 and 3. So as you can see, now our queue will have 1 and 3, right? And at the same time we will have a visited array. So visited array will contain elements that we have already visited, right? So 0 we have visited already, and now uh, in the next iteration it will pull from the queue the 1 and 3 elements, right? Because 0 is already out now, so it will go and it will pull out 1 and 3, right? So 1 will be visited after that and 3 will be visited after that. And what we will do is, since 1 and 3 is out, what we will do is we will put its adjacent elements. So as you can see, once adjacent element I have highlighted here 4 and 2, right? 3 does not have any adjacent element, so we will have to put 4 and 2 into the queue, right? So that's what we will do now. So 4 we will put into the queue and 2 we will put into the queue, right? 1 and 3 we will take out from the queue. 0 is already out, 1 and 3 is out. Now we will only have 4 and 2 in our queue, right? So in the next iteration it will again uh, like poll from the queue. So 4 will be there and 2 will be there from the queue, right? So 4 we will mark it as visited, and then 2 we will mark it as visited, right? Because we have already polling out this from the queue. And now we will add the 4 and 2's children. So 4's children is what, 5, and 2 children is also 5, right? So means children means adjacent node. So we are going to add, let's say we are first taking 4 out, then we added 5 here, and then again we added 5, right? So what after this one, what we will do is these all these elements like 0 1 3 4 2, these all these things are now not in the queue, right? We already polled it, means we have removed from the queue. Now we only have 5 and 5, right? 5 and 5 we have added because 5 is adjacent for 4, 5 is adjacent for 2, right? So we have to add it like this, and then we will take it out and mark it as a visited, right? So visited will have 5 first, and then when we are again trying to add 5, then we already know that 5 is already visited here, right? So we are visiting already visited element, which means that there is a cycle present in the graph, right? That is why we have used the visited array to keep track of what we already have visited. Now as you can see, these elements we already have visited, and 5 is one of them, and now we are trying to visit 5 again, so it is causing a cycle in the graph, right? As you can see, so 5 is causing the cycle in the graph. That is the logic. So as I'll just show you one more time here. So we just kind of poll from the queue, we take out the element as current from the queue. Let's just remove this, and then we get the adjacent element from the for the current element here as an iterator, and we iterate through all the adjacent element here, right? N is the adjacent element, and it's a while loop. And then we always see if the n is already visited here. See, if we are seeing already visited node, it means we found a cycle in graph. So here we are checking if n is already visited, we will just print out that cycle is found here, and then we will just return true, right? Because we already found a cycle in the BFS. If we actually do our BFS here, this is our BFS, right? If we don't find any cycle, then we will at the end return false, right? Means there is no cycle basically. So that is the way we are solving this problem, and this is the edges array that is given to us. So this edges array, this is this graph, right? That I am showing you, this one is the graph, and 2 to 5 edge, and this one is making it cycle. So let us just quickly run this on this graph, and it should give us that the cycle exists, right? So as you can see, it says that cycle found right here after like in the breadth first traversal, right? BFS, and it is printing the path that it was taking, right? So whatever nodes it is seeing, it is printing it. So I will just show you like in the graph, right, that the nodes that we are seeing, right? So so you will get some more clarification. So see, like here it starts with 0, right? Here it starts with 0 first, and then go to 1 3, because zeros adjacent nodes are 1 and 3, and then it goes to 2 and 4, right? 2 and 4, because 2 and 4 are adjacent to 1, and then it will take 4's adjacent, which is 5, right? And it is visiting 5, and then again it is visiting 5. So 5 it is visiting 2 times basically, and at that time it is saying that its cycle is getting found like in at node 5, right? Because you are visiting again the same node, and it will just print cycle found. So now what we will do is we will create this second graph. So we will remove this 2 5 edge which is causing the cycle, right? So it will become like this as the second graph. Now as you can see, there is no cycle in this graph, right? So we will just remove the 2 to 5 edge, and we will rerun this program, right? So 2 to 5 edge is here, right? So we are just going to remove this edge which is causing the graph having cycle. Now it should say that there is no cycle, right? So let's just run this. So as you can see, now it is saying no cycle found in the graph, right? Because it does not find any cycle, because it's not like finding any element which is kind of visiting two times basically. So now other thing, now we have removed 2 5. What we will do is just to make just to show you an example. Now I will put a edge from 2 to 3. That will cause a cycle, right? Because now if I put 2 to 3 edge, then it will cause a cycle like this basically. So let us put a 2 to 3 edge and rerun the program, right? So let me just put a edge here, 2 comma 3, and then we will rerun. Now it should find the cycle, right? So let's rerun this program. So as you can see, it says that cycle found, and how it is finding, let us see, right? So if we have edge from a 2 to 3, right, then it will go to from 0 to 1, and then it will visit 3 2, right? And 3 it will visit, and then it will take once, then it will visit 2, and it will visit 4 also. But at the same time, from 4 it can find a cycle at 3, because it will try to visit from 2 to 3, right? So that's where it will find a cycle basically, because 3 you will already visit from 0 to 3 here first, right? 0 1 3, and then again you are trying to visit 3 from 2 basically, right? So 2, so 1 to 4 it will go, and 1 to 2 it will go, and then you will go from 2 to 3 again, right? So it will find a cycle here again, because you are trying to visit 3 again, right? So it will find a cycle at 3. So this is how the the program works to find out a cycle in a graph. So I already showed you graph with cycle, graph without cycle, all the with examples, and explain you in detail. So first thing what we did is, using the input, using the given edges array, we first created a graph here by using adjacency list, and then we are going to be applying the BFS here, right? And BFS will make sure that we will maintain a queue of visited elements, and to we will start visiting element from 0, and then we will mark it as visited also, and we will add them into the queue, right? And we will take out from the queue here, and we will do like from queue, and we will visit that current elements, adjacent elements, right? So we will always keep checking if the element we are visiting is already visited previously. If it's already visited, then a cycle exists in the graph, and then in that case we will just return true. At the end, if we don't find any cycle, we will just return false, that there is no cycle in the graph. So this is how you can implement the graph cycle algorithm. So I will check in this code in my GitHub account. You can take a look at this code. You can create your own graph, and try to see how the cycle is try to create cycle in the edges and without edges, and see how the program works and how it finds the cycle. Also it will give you a good start on the graph problems. So also check out my LeetCode solutions playlist, as well as the playlist for Java interview solutions. So I have created this over 80 problems solved and explained with examples in my LeetCode playlist, as well as in my Java interview playlist. I discuss with frequently asked interview questions, and onboarding question on whiteboarding questions about Java that are frequently asked in interviews and telephonic interviews, that will help you if you are preparing for Java J2 interviews, right? So please check it out, and if you like this video, please subscribe and like it, because your subscription is really valuable, because it using it it can reach to more people, and if they are preparing for their Java J2 interviews, it will benefit them also. So please subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching the video.